Ladies and gentlemen, there is a moment in every relationship where the truth becomes undeniable. A moment when actions speak louder than words, when patterns become clearer than promises. And if a man is using a woman, the signs are not written in grand gestures or poetic words. They're found in the little things he does, or more importantly, the things he refuses to do. A man who truly values a woman will be present, not just in times of joy, but in moments of struggle. He will invest not just in the relationship, but in her growth, her dreams, her well-being. But when a man is using a woman, his presence is inconsistent. He shows up when it benefits him. When he needs something, attention, validation, financial support, convenience, he's fully engaged. But when she needs him, he's too busy, too distracted, too distant. That is not love. That is convenience. A man who is using a woman does not invest emotionally. Conversations remain on the surface, never diving deep enough to create a true connection. He avoids vulnerability because vulnerability requires effort, and effort is something he is not willing to give. Love is not found in words spoken carelessly. It is in the depth of connection, the willingness to be open, to be real. If he always puts himself first, if his needs are always prioritized, if she is constantly adjusting, compromising, and bending to accommodate his desires, then she is not in a partnership. She is in servitude. A man who values a woman sees her as an equal. A man who uses a woman sees her as a tool. And then there's manipulation, the silent weapon of the selfish. He twists words, shifts blame, makes her question her own reality. You're overreacting, you're too sensitive, I never said that. These are not just words. They are tactics designed to create doubt, to make her feel like she is the problem when in truth, the problem is his unwillingness to take responsibility. Commitment is another clear sign. When a man values a woman, he does not run from defining the relationship. He embraces it. He builds, he plans, he sees a future with her. But when a man is using a woman, the future is always uncertain. Let's just go with the flow. I'm not ready for anything serious. Why do we have to label it? These words do not reflect a free spirit. They reflect a lack of intention. But perhaps the most heartbreaking truth is this. A man who uses a woman does not want her to grow. He does not celebrate her ambitions. He minimizes them. He does not support her dreams. He dismisses them. Because a strong, confident, independent woman is not easy to manipulate. And when she starts to see her own worth, she will realize that she was never asking for too much. She was simply asking the wrong person. A man's true intentions are not revealed in grand moments of passion or in the occasional, thoughtful gesture. They are revealed in consistency. When a man values a woman, his presence is not situational, it is steady. But when a man is using a woman, his effort fluctuates based on what he stands to gain. One day he is attentive, affectionate, and fully engaged, making her feel like she is the center of his world. The next he is distant, distracted, and emotionally unavailable, leaving her confused about where she stands. This inconsistency creates a cycle of hope and disappointment. When he needs something, whether it's attention, support, validation, or a favor, he suddenly becomes the man she thought he was all along. He calls more, texts more, and makes an effort to spend time together, but the moment he gets what he wants, the energy fades. Conversations become shorter, plans become vague, and she is left wondering what changed. A man who truly cares does not engage only when it is convenient for him. He does not disappear when she needs him, only to reappear when he feels like it. He does not leave her feeling uncertain about his intentions, forcing her to constantly question whether he truly cares or is just playing a role when it suits him. This inconsistency is not an accident, it is a pattern. It is the mark of someone who enjoys the benefits of a relationship without taking on the responsibilities that come with it. True love is not found in temporary highs or unpredictable gestures. It is found in reliability, in the quiet. When a man is using a woman, he does not invest emotionally in the relationship. He may be physically present, he may even say the right things at times, but there is always a sense of distance, an emotional wall that she can never quite get past. Conversations remain surface level, avoiding depth, vulnerability, or meaningful connection. He listens just enough to respond, but not enough to truly understand. When she tries to open up, to share her fears, her dreams, or her struggles, he deflects, changes the subject, or gives vague, dismissive answers. A man who lacks emotional investment is not interested in knowing her beyond what serves his immediate needs. He does not ask about her day with genuine curiosity, nor does he remember the little details that matter. He avoids deep discussions about the future, their relationship, or anything that would require him to be truly present. Instead of offering support during difficult times, he remains detached, uninterested, or even annoyed when she seeks comfort. When she is upset, he minimizes her feelings or accuses her of overreacting, making her feel like her emotions are a burden rather than something to be acknowledged and understood. Even in moments that should bring them closer, there is a sense of emptiness. He might go through the motions of affection, but it lacks sincerity. He may say, "I miss you," or "I care about you," but his actions do not reflect those words. When a woman tries to build a deeper connection, he resists, keeping a safe emotional distance that prevents true intimacy from forming. It is not an accident. It is a choice, because investing emotionally would mean giving more of himself, and that is something he is unwilling to do. When a man is using a woman, his priorities are always centered around himself. His needs, his desires, and his goals take precedence, while hers are often dismissed or treated as an afterthought. Every decision, from the smallest plans to the biggest life choices, revolves around what benefits him the most. When she expresses her own wants or needs, he listens with indifference or impatience, making her feel like she is asking for too much. His time and attention are given on his terms. If it's convenient for him, he will make an effort. But if she needs something that requires him to step outside of his comfort or routine, he suddenly becomes unavailable. Her problems are seen as interruptions rather than opportunities to support and grow together. When she achieves something, instead of celebrating her success, he either downplays it or redirects the conversation back to himself. A man like this does not view the relationship as a partnership. He sees it as a dynamic where he benefits the most with minimal effort. If there is ever a conflict between his needs and hers, she is always the one expected to compromise. Whether it's in plans, emotional support, or personal growth, he ensures that everything leans in his favor. Over time, she begins to feel like she is giving everything while receiving very little in return, trapped in a one-sided relationship where her happiness is never the priority. When a man is using a woman, commitment is something he avoids, delays, or resists altogether. He may enjoy the benefits of being with her, but when it comes to defining the relationship, making future plans, or taking things to the next level, he becomes vague, evasive, or dismissive. She prefers to keep things open-ended, using phrases like, "Let's just see where this goes," or "Why rush things?" to keep her in a state of uncertainty. He avoids discussions about exclusivity or downplays the importance of labels, not because he believes in freedom, but because he wants the flexibility to walk away without accountability. When she asks about the future, his answers lack clarity. Plans are never concrete, promises are never solid, and there is always an excuse for why now isn't the right time. Even in the way he interacts with her, there is a noticeable hesitation. He may act affectionate in private, but keep his distance in public, hesitant to acknowledge their relationship to others. He keeps her in a space where she feels close to him, but never secure, making her wonder if she is truly important to him or just convenient for the moment. When a man values a woman, commitment is not a burden, it is a choice he embraces. But when a man is using a woman, he keeps her in a cycle of waiting, hoping, and questioning, all while ensuring he never has to give more than he wants to. When a man is using a woman, his love and attention are never freely given. They always come with conditions. Every act of affection, every kind word, every moment of intimacy feels like a transaction rather than a genuine expression of care. He gives only when he knows he will get something in return, whether it's emotional validation, financial support, physical intimacy, or social status. His generosity is not rooted in love, but in expectation. If he does something nice, it is not because he wants to, but because he expects something back. And if she does not reciprocate in the way he wants, he becomes distant, passive-aggressive, or even angry, making her feel guilty for not holding up her end of an unspoken agreement. He views the relationship as an exchange rather than a partnership. When she gives without expecting anything in return, he takes advantage of her kindness, pushing boundaries and making her feel like she owes him. If she ever dares to say no or refuses to meet his demands, he reacts with frustration, reminding her of everything he has done for her, as if love should come with a price tag. Over time, she starts to feel like she is being drained rather than fulfilled. Every moment of connection feels conditional, every conversation feels like a negotiation, and every gesture of affection feels like a setup for the next favor he will ask. He does not love her for who she is, he loves what she can provide. When a man is using a woman, he does not encourage her growth, he stifles it, he does not celebrate her achievements, support her ambitions, or push her to become the best version of herself. Instead, he downplays her success, discourages her from pursuing bigger goals, and subtly, or openly, makes her feel like she is not capable of more. At first, his disinterest in her personal growth may seem harmless. He does not ask about her dreams, does not show excitement when she accomplishes something, and rarely, if ever, acknowledges her progress. But over time, it becomes clear that his lack of support is intentional. If she starts gaining confidence, if she begins to realize her worth, she will be harder to manipulate. And so he keeps her small, making her question herself, her abilities, and even her dreams. Sometimes he uses direct criticism. Are you sure you can handle that? I don't think that's a good idea. Why do you even care about that? Other times, it is more subtle. Changing the subject when she talks about her goals, making sarcastic remarks about her aspirations, or simply failing to show up when she needs encouragement. When she wants to try something new, he reminds her of the risks, but never the possibilities. When she achieves something, he acts as if it is no big deal. He does not want her to grow, because growth leads to independence. He wants her to need him, to rely on him, to stay in a place where she is easier to control. A man who truly cares about a woman does not fear her success, he embraces it. But a man who is using her will do everything he can to make sure she never realizes just how powerful she really is. A woman who recognizes these behaviors must understand one thing: love should never leave her feeling uncertain, unworthy, or unseen. A man who truly values her will not make her question her place in his life, nor will he treat her like an option while expecting her to give him her all. The moment she realizes she is being used is the moment she gains the power to walk away. No one deserves a relationship built on manipulation, inconsistency, or selfishness. Real love is not about taking. It is about giving, growing, and standing beside each other with equal respect and commitment. She does not have to beg for the bare minimum. She does not have to shrink herself to be accepted. And she does not have to settle for someone who only shows up when it benefits him. The right man will cherish her, encourage her, and invest in her, not because he has to, but because he truly wants to. And until she finds that, she must never forget that walking away from the wrong person is a step closer to the right one.